So welcome everyone. We'll start our discussion today with a question. We had a big Festival of Krishna program last week. Everybody enjoyed? Yeah? Big event. And we do it regularly. It's a regular event. We are also feeding people by Srila Guru and Srila Prabhupada's extreme courageous mercy who are in need of food. We've got food relief operations, Hare Krishna, WECAN food relief. So like us, there are so many people who are in organizations who are feeding people who are needy or poor, right? For so many years. Then by now, all needy should have been done. There should be no people who would be in need of food. Then why are they still there? That is the question. What do you think? What do you think? For so many years, you've heard people are being fed, taken care of. So it should be eradicated. It should be eradicated still? No? Why do you think?
There's a temporary support, and that will not remove their
Temporary support? Yeah, temporary support?
it's a temporary support for them.
Yeah.
It's not that they can afford themselves. So it is just a temporary support.
That's why they are, for all this many years, so many generations, 100 years, 200 years. Okay. What do you think? What do you think?
I think they should follow the right path, like maybe they are deviated. This cannot be dependency forever. At some point of time, one has to be self-dependent.
Okay, that's why they are poor. What do you think?
It's their karmic reactions.
How?
Like in their past lives, they have done something bad, and that's why. And that's the reason they're struggling in this life. And some people are lazy as well. They don't want to work.
Okay, good point. So what is to be done? Feed them or not feed them? Alleviate from their poverty or not?
Channelize their energy in the right direction.
Channelize the energy in the right direction. What direction? When we came today, we had people here downstairs, on the streets. One was stoned, drinking artificial drugs. What do they call it? Synthetic
Synthetic.
drugs. He was sleeping on the floor, on the road. I went up, is everything all right? So his friend said, yeah, he's smoked synthetic drugs. So what should we do? What do you think? Should we help people or not?
We should help
If it is
people
karma, we should help, yes or no?
by offering that prasadam to the Lord, and then we can feed them.
So what?
So they'll get some consciousness in their heart.
So what?
They'll turn up into Krishna consciousness.
So what?
They'll serve to the devotees and the Lord Krishna.
What is the praman? Your question?
Yes, by doing this, yeah, I totally agree with you that we have to serve them because they are struggling because they don't get the peace. Even synthetic drugs they are taking to get the peace and sleep. But with the blessings of the God and Krishna, through this prasadam, they can change slowly and slowly.
So what happens?
Their thought process change.
So then what happens?
They will work, they will understand the value of the life, they will get the peace.
More self-dependent. They will be more dependent on themselves.
Are we suffering?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
You are suffering. What are you suffering? With me, it's very hard. Because it's ask simple questions. Because I'm not a complicated person. So I want to understand why are you suffering? What are you suffering?
There are many things and
What are you
Health,
suffering?
health,
Health,
society, relationships,
relationship,
peace, so
suffering with
many,
everything.
everything starting from the life.
Friendship happening,
Yep.
suffering from friends also.
Yes.
Everybody is doing.
Every moment is suffering.
Facebooking. Likes. in
Like
Facebook.
every moment we are suffering.
They were going to start disliking. They have to stop doing that. A big problem. Likes and dislikes. You like my post, I like your post. It's anti-social media.
And yeah.
It is not social media. So, what we have to understand, as you are correctly saying, all of you, in the Srimad Bhagavatam is a very old scripture. There is no starting point where it started. It existed eternally. So all of you are taking your first steps in Krishna consciousness. That's why we took this topic today to discuss that as you have seen, the food relief operations that we are doing. And throughout history, Srila Prabhupada will also say, in 1970s and 60s, Srila Prabhupada would say that when Prabhupada would be young man at the time, before that, people were living under bridges, poor. Now also they are living. And even after so many years, now also they are living. So poverty, unhappiness, distress, it's not really gone. And how much money has been spent?
A lot.
Has anybody done any counting? How much money has been spent on poverty eradication in the world? How much money has been spent on eradication of hunger? Countless. And still people are hungry. So what is going on? This question should be asked by everyone who is intelligent. This common sense question. And we agreed that doesn't mean we should not help. Of course we should help. But we should understand the problem. That why is it that people are suffering after spending trillions and trillions of dollars for so long in so many countries, in so many ways. And with that, a sane man, an intelligent man can forecast to say, well, it's not going to stop, it's going to continue, this problem. Correct? This answer, why, is discussed in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, it's a very ancient text. There, one Krishna's incarnation, Lord Kapil Dev, so Kapil Muni, is discussing and instructing about instructions on the movement of the living entities. What is the meaning of movement of the living entities? Moving. Like we are sitting here, we're going to move. Similarly, when we are finishing this body and we take next body, that movement of living beings is being discussed in this verse, this chapter. It's very interesting. When the body finishes, we discussed in the previous sessions, the soul doesn't finish. Soul exists. So what does it happen? What does happen? What happens? How does it move? So with that, it's been discussed in this chapter. 3:31, verse. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Karmana Daiva Netrena Jantur Dehopapattaye Striyaha Pravishta Udaram Pumsoretah Kanashrayah. It's a very important verse. Once again. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Karmana Daiva Netrena Jantur Deho Papattaye Striyaha Pravishta Udaram Pumso Retah Kanashrayah. What were synonyms, translations and purpose by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. See, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said. Please repeat after me. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha,
Shri Bhagavan Vacha,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead said.
Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
Karmana,
Karmana,
by the result of work.
by the result of work,
Daiva Netrena,
Devanetrena,
under the supervision of the Lord.
under the supervision of the Lord,
Jantuhu,
Jantu,
the living entity.
the living entity,
Deha,
Deha,
a body.
a body,
Upapattaye,
Upapati,
for obtaining.
for obtaining,
Striyaha,
Shriyaha,
of a woman.
of a woman,
Pravishtaha,
Pravishta,
enters.
enters,
Udaram,
Udram,
the womb. Pumsaha, of a man.
of man,
Retaha,
Retaha,
of semen.
of semen,
Kana,
Kana,
a particle.
a particle,
Ashrayaha,
Ashreha,
dwelling in. Dwelling in.
dwelling in, dwelling.
Okay? This is the answer he gave. This is the discussion. Says that the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, by the result of work under the supervision of the Lord, the living entity, a body for obtaining of a woman, enters the womb of a man, of semen, a particle dwelling in. This is the answer. Karmana, you all said. People are suffering because of their own past karmas and present karmas. Why does otherwise a person is born in a rich family, a rich man, and somebody is born in a poor family, a poor man? Somebody is born healthy, somebody is not born healthy. Somebody is born beautiful, other person is not born beautiful. Somebody intelligent, somebody is not intelligent. Or whatever. Somebody may be intelligent but not beautiful. Somebody may be rich but not clever. Somebody who may be poor but very clever. Somebody is born not as a human being but as a dog, as a cat, the cow. So, karmana is the actions of karma. This is the point to be understood. All of you understood this point. One's past karmas. What is second? This is very important. Daiva netrena. What does it mean? See, we should understand at least at this level, basic point. Netrena means eyes, under supervision. Daiva meaning superior authority of God. Krishna says something him. Okay, so there is a technology which is inside our body. This technology makes sure that they are constantly updating and making sure what are your actions and reactions, And we may be able to cheat everybody else around us, but not this technology inside us. The technology is called Paramatma or Super Soul, which is inside our heart. Many times we discussed this point before, that many people say, search for God within you. There is this Paramatma, or Super Soul inside, one has to search out. Super subtle. Just like this incense stick we are smelling now. Nice smell is coming. It is subtle. Can we see the smell? Can you see the smell? But we can smell it, right? Subtle. Similarly, mind is subtle than that. Intelligence is even subtle. Spirit soul is even subtle than that. And super soul is the controller of all this. Inside the heart, sitting, witnessing everything. This is technology. And that hard disk doesn't finish. Continues. Forever. You get the point? Are you okay? Are you understanding this point? we will come to these points again and again in our future sessions, so it will be more clearer. Because we wanted to jump start this discussion with this particular verse. Normally we do not speak on this Srimad Bhagavatam verses, but this is relevant. Then why, even after we feed people, they are suffering. So now what is to be done? So suffering reduces. Then they are not like this. That is why it is important to understand why are we suffering. We said you're suffering, you're suffering. We discussed example why. I mean, how we are suffering. We have to understand now how we can stop the suffering. It's a good question to ask. Did you ask this question before coming here? Did you ask? Did you ask how to solve the suffering before coming here? You may have, because you have trained before. So why? And why are we suffering? How to stop suffering? This stopping of the sufferings are the reasons for which Srila Prabhupada has started this whole movement, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And we are doing our bit in our Hare Krishna WECAN programs under the guidance of our Guru Maharaj, that is Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. Srila Gurudev. This point that it's not enough to feed people. You have to understand why are they hungry in the first place. You may say, okay, they are hungry because they don't take care of themselves, as you mentioned. Correct. Why like this? Why you take care and they don't take care? Good question. There is a question we should ask. Why? It's a good question to ask. Why you are working, taking care of your family, but others are not able to do that? Why? Why is it that everybody in this world wants to become the richest person on earth? We want, right? But why is there only one richest person on earth and why not you? Why? Good questions. These are important questions to ask. An intelligent person asks these questions. And it is not easy to ask this question because we are so busy. Or we may not have that intelligence. That's why these programs are happening. Where sit down, nicely sit down, nice prasada, nice association, and nice discussion on this point. Why am I suffering? Excuse me. You knock at the door. Excuse me, you're suffering, I'm suffering, why are we suffering? We should find a solution, right? They say, I'm alright, you may be suffering. You're asking the wrong person, they say. You go and ask somebody else. I'm alright, I love my job. So why are you not suffering? I love my job. Many of them say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love my job. I love what I do. Absolutely right. Then why do you take holidays? Good question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Holidays meaning taking leave from this job and doing something else. Yeah. Why? If you love it so much, why take leave? Ask this question to them and they say, I don't know. What do you think they will say? They say, I have not thought about this.
We need a rest.
Need a break.
You need a break. Why? If you love so much, why do you need a break? It's simple as that. I live to work. Great. Why take a break? Doesn't match up. Doesn't add up. Oh, it's all right. I love it, and I love after work. I want to have drinks.
Yeah.
Why do you want to have drinks? Just so I'm relaxing. So you're not relaxing before? See? This is intelligence, common sense. And what do they say? Common sense is uncommon. They'll spend a lot of money in their drinks to enjoy the night before they go to sleep to be stress free. And for that again, after that, blood pressure goes up. And again some injection. And again there is crisis with the family. Chemicals going in the body. Alcohol or any of this is nothing else but chemicals going inside the body. And as chemicals are going inside the body, it is going to alter your mood, your thinking, your body itself. There's chemical going in. We don't realize this. Even tea, coffee, we should understand these points. The liver, what is the function of the liver? Detoxing, to separate things, good and bad. So if you drink tea, it will remove water, milk, and other things separately. And tea also is one of the drugs. Why? You know this? Or Coca-Cola. Why is it a drug? Do you know it's a drug?
Yes.
Why?
Cocaine.
Because it has got
Caffeine.
caffeine. So what is difficult? What is wrong with caffeine?
Stimulant.
It's a stimulant. Stimulant meaning? What is the meaning of stimulant? Changes the mood. It gives you a kick. You're feeling down, have a drink.
Make
I'm
the
alright.
circulation faster.
Smoke. I'm alright. I can think. If I'm going down, yeah. Then same thing is applicable to even chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate has got
Cocoa.
caffeine. Same thing, gives kick. And kicks you. And cocaine, you will be talking twice, comes from caffeine.
Caffeine, yeah.
So when we reject caffeine, cocaine, what do you want the starting point of it, which is caffeine? Just imagine this point. Do you think like this? Somebody told you, so you thought like this. Have you thought like this on your own? These are the things. So when we are not even understanding basic concepts, then how are we going to understand that there is something which is superior power controlling and monitoring our actions? We think that I'm sitting here in the closed room, I can do whatever I want to do, nobody will know. But we forget there's a witness. In fact, in the same Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said there are 13 witnesses. And Paramatma, a super soul, which we are discussing today, is one of them. Those topics are a bit away from now, but good to hear for our ears. So, karmana deva nityana. Now, you may think that again, the living beings which are born, a man has sex with the wife and a semen, the wife becomes pregnant, right? This is how it is, right? Wrong. So many of them want to have children, but they will not have children, beget children. Why? Because daivena, karmena, daiva netrena. It is mentioned here that, see, it is mentioned pumsa of man, retaha, kana, ashrayaha. Srila Prabhupada mentions this point. Retaha means of semen, kana means particle, dwelling in. So, for the soul to enter and take shelter in the semen of the husband, the man, which is transported in the womb of the mother, you require a special sanction. This subtle technology, with our gross scientific instruments and thinking, we don't understand. We won't understand this. But we are very happy now to say that there is gene technology, 3D genes. So we can now eliminate those aspects in the genes which are bad for you. So they can forecast. The child may have this, so we remove it. It's already happening. This is reality. So the child will be then, they call it, what do you call it? They have some kind of word for a fancy word. synthetic child, synthetic gene altering technology. They alter the genes. So the child is born as you want to, strong, big, all this thing, intelligent, income. Again, they want to control what they are not able to control. The person who is searching for this himself is getting old and doesn't know, why am I getting old? He is not able to solve that problem. His problem of old age, his problem of disease. But he is trying to say and convincing the world that gene altering technology will alter the gene to bring out child which is best. This is not new, this is very old technology. This is in the 90s. But still, there are children who are born with difficulties. So now they're talking about cloning, which we talked about for a long time. The questions being raised of ethicalness and unethicalness. So they are saying, one part is saying that you will create child, a baby, which will be all good, healthy, and you can use the lungs, the limbs from there to the unhealthy. What? Yeah, what? How can you create a child like this also? You don't even know whether your child is going to be born. Why? Because Daiva Netrena. They have no understanding that there is Supreme Personality of Godhead who is in charge of this. The Personality of Godhead said, under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the result of His work, the living entity, the soul, is made to enter into the womb of a mother through the particle of the male semen to assume a particular type of body. It's not that man having sex with a woman, the woman becomes pregnant. No, wait. Depends upon the will of the Lord, and that depends upon, when the will is there, okay, which soul will go according to the past karma is chosen that way. It is very hard to understand these concepts because they are very simple. Because we want to be independent. That is the reason why. Nothing else. This independentness destroys everything. Do you like to be dependent on somebody? Do you like to be dependent on somebody? No. Do you like? No. Nobody likes to be dependent on somebody. But we have to depend upon something, which is very hard to understand. And that is the reason why in the Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Lord Himself says, Kapil Dev. According to the past karmas and supervision, Krishna says the same thing in Bhagavad Gita. The very nice verse. He says that Suyate sa charachara hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate maya dhakshena prakritihi suyate sa charachara hetunanena kaunteya. See, maya dhakshena prakriti means maya adhyaksha in a prakriti. Under my superintendence, suyate sa characharam. All living beings are moving. Characharam. Chara acharam. Hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. All living beings everywhere are moving around under my supervision. This is very hard to understand. I don't see Him. But at the same time, we should understand not all controllers we see. You may ask the question that where do you see God? Where is He controlling me? We say, not only God, even your government, do you see? If you are driving from here, take a left, and there's a red sign, red stop, and you walk away. Right? You will be caught and fined. By whom? By the police. But whose authority? Transport Minister. Do you see them? Do you see Transport Minister? No. The authority is there. You have to follow the authority. God we don't see. But Krishna says that as per time I pervade everything. And time is equal to everybody. When we're taking a breath in, the time is gone for the breath. You cannot bring the breath back again, whatever you do. We are one breath short in our life. Now by now 5 breaths short. Now 7. And now 10. Whatever we do. This is the point to be understood. Yeah? So this technology cannot be easily understood by people in general who are suffering. That is the reason why we hold this kind of programs whereby we arrange everything. Prasadam is given. Kirtans, God's holy names are discussed. And these points are discussed in a subtle way. Arrangements are to be made. This is Srila Prabhupada's way. That's why devotees do hard work, more hard work than those who are being served. So that when somebody comes being served as new guests like yourselves, then you are being taken care of very nicely, so that knowledge can go very easily. And slowly you start to think. And then slowly we will change. Of course, it helps us immensely because we are engaged as well. And the devotees are engaged as well. This is the point to be understood. This knowledge is very scientific and very simple. Why do we say scientific? It is much broader than science. But science meaning observation, hypothesis, and prove and disprove. So this can be proved and disproved. You can hypothesize on this and do it also. Because it is completely logical, scientific, all into one. Nobody can say, I'm not getting old. You're getting old. Even the scientists with the gene therapy is getting old. And with oldness, a lot of things come. You can't even see, can't breathe properly, dies one day. But they say, in the future, we will cure death also. They've been saying this for so many years. After 50 years, we'll cure death. That they have said 50 years ago also. And now again, they're after 50 years. It is bogus, complete nonsense. Please, let them solve it. Let them do whatever they want to do. But for us, we are very, very concerned about our own good self. That the time that we have got, the number of breaths that we have in our body when we are born, limited breaths, those breaths are used properly. Is it not so? Good idea?
Yeah.
That is called self-interest. And Chanakya Pandit says this point, very famous, all of you know. You know? Yavat swastha deha, say, Yavat swastha deha tavat mrityu saduracha tavat atmahitam kuryat pranante kim karishyati. That means, till the time the body is young, death is a little bit away. Young or healthy, body is a bit healthy, death can come anytime, but generally. Yeah? So, but when the body is healthy, that is the time to make Atmahitam, the most important thing to find out. Why am I suffering? Why am I born? What is life? What is space? What is intelligence? Why somebody is born rich, somebody is born poor? What is karma? What is time? What is death? What is birth? What is this body? Why am I happy one day, sad one day? These are very important points to be discussed and to be thought about, contemplating. This is Atmahitam, Chanakya Pandit says. When the body is good, you must do this. After death, what will you do? Pranante kim karishyati. What will you do after death? So please, these are first steps. And in the first steps, what we want is that you understand these points, think about it. More of it will be clearer as the time progresses. and you will have more information. You'll be more informed in your decision making process. Okay? Thank you very much.